Hello, Cardinals, and welcome to our next installment of Beloved. Beloved, she my daughter, she mine. See, she come back to me of her own free will, and I don't have to explain a thing. I didn't have time to explain before because it had to be done quick, quick. She had to be safe, and I put her where she would be. But my love was tough, and she back now. I knew she would be. Paul D. ran her off, so she had no choice but to come back to me in the flesh. I bet you baby Suggs on the other side helped. I won't never let her go. I'll explain to her, even though I don't have to, why I did it. How if I hadn't killed her, she would have died, and that's something I could not bear to happen to her. How if I hadn't killed her, she would have died, and that's something I could not bear to happen to her. When I explain it, she'll understand because she understands everything already. I'll tend her as no mother ever tended a child, a daughter. Nobody will ever get my milk no more except my own children. I never had to give it to nobody else, and the one time I did, it was took from me. They held me down and they took it. Milk that belonged to my baby. Nan had to nurse white babies, and me too, because Mam was in the rice. The little white babies got it first, and I got what was left, or none. There was no nursing milk to call my own. I know what it is to be without the milk that belongs to you, to have to fight and holler for it, and to have so little left. I'll tell Beloved about that. She'll understand. She my daughter. The one I managed to have milk for and to get it to her, even after they stole it. After they handled me like I was a cow. No, the goat. Back behind the stable because it was too nasty to stay in with the horses. But I wasn't too nasty to cook their food or take care of Mrs. Garner. I tended her like I would have tended my own mother if she needed me. If they had let her out the rice field, because I was the one she didn't throw away. I couldn't have done more for that woman than I would my own Mam if she was to take sick and need me, and I'd have stayed with her till she got well or died. And I would have stayed, except that after Nan snatched me back, before I could check for the sign, it was her all right. But for a long time I didn't believe it. I looked everywhere for that hat. Stuttered after that, didn't stop it till I saw Hallie. Oh, but that's all over now. I'm here, I lasted, and my girl come home. And now I can look at things again because she's here to see them too. After the shed I stopped. Now in the morning when I light the fire, I mean to look out the window to see what the sun is going to do to the day. Does it hit the pump handle first or the spigot? See if the grass is gray-green or brown or what. Now I know why baby Suggs pondered color her last years. She never had time to see, let alone enjoy it before. Took her a long time to finish with blue and then yellow and then green. She was well into pink when she died. I don't believe she wanted to get to red, and I understand why, because me and Beloved outdid ourselves with it. Matter of fact, that and her pinkish headstone was the last color I recall. Now we'll be on the lookout. Think what spring will be for us. I'll plant carrots just so she can see them, and turnips. Have you ever seen one, baby? A prettier thing God never made. White and purple with a tender tail and a hard head. Feels good when you hold it in your hand and smells like the creek when it floods, bitter but happy. We'll smell them together, beloved. Beloved. Because you mine and I have to show you these things and teach you what a mother should. Funny how you lose sight of some things and memory others. I never will forget the white girl's hands, Amy, but I forget the color of all that hair on her head. Eyes must have been gray, though. Seemed like I do remember that. Mrs. Garner's was light brown. Well, she was, got dark when she took sick. A strong woman, used to be. And when she talked off her head, she'd say it. I used to be strong as a mule, Jenny. Called me Jenny when she was babbling, and I can bear witness to that, tall and strong. The two of us on a cord of wood was as good as two men. Hurt her like the devil not to be able to raise her head off the pillow. Still can't figure out why she thought she needed school teacher, though. I wonder if she lasted, like I did. Last time I saw her, she couldn't do nothing but cry, and I couldn't do a thing for her but wipe her face when I told her what they'd done to me. Somebody had to know it, hear it, somebody. Maybe she lasted. School teacher wouldn't treat her the way he treated me. First beating I took was the last. Nobody gonna keep me from my children. Hadn't been for me taking care of her, maybe I would have known what happened. Maybe Hallie was trying to get to me. I stood by her bed waiting for her to finish with the slop jar. When I got her back in bed, she said she was cold, hot as blazes, and she wanted quilts. Said to shut the window. I told her no. She needed the cover, I needed the breeze. Long as the yellow curtains flapped, I was all right. Should have heeded her. Maybe what sounded like shots really was. Maybe I would have seen somebody or something. Maybe. Anyhow, I took my babies to the corn, Hallie or no. Jesus. When I heard that woman's rattle, she said, "Any more?" I told her I didn't know. She said, "I've been here all night. Can't wait." I tried to make her. She said, "Can't do it. Come on, who? Not a man around. Boys scared. You asleep on my back. Denver asleep in my stomach. Felt like I was split in two. I told her to take you all. I had to go back, in case. She just looked at me, said, "Woman?" Bit a piece of my tongue off when they opened my back. It was hanging by a shred. I didn't mean to. Clamped down on it. It come right off. I thought, good God, I'm going to eat myself up. They dug a hole for my stomach so as not to hurt the baby. Denver don't like for me to talk about it. She hates anything about Sweet Home except how she was born. But you was there, and even if you too young to memory it, I can tell it to you. The grape arbor, you memory that. I ran so fast. Flies beat me to you. I would have known right away who you was when the sun blotted on your face the way it did when I took you to the grape arbor. I would have known it once when my water broke. The minute I saw you sitting on the stump, it broke. And when I did see your face, it had more than a hint of what you would look like after all these years. I would have known who you were right away because the cup after cup of water you drank proved and connected to the fact that you dribbled clear spit on my face the day I got to 124. I would have known right off, but Paul D distracted me. Otherwise, I would have seen my fingernail prints right there on your forehead for all the world to see, from when I held your head up out in the shed. And later on, when you asked me about the earrings I used to dangle for you to play with, I would have recognized you right off, except for Paul D. Seems to me he wanted you out from the beginning, but I wouldn't let him. What you think? And look how he ran when he found out about me and you in the shed. Too rough for him to listen to. Too thick, he said. My love was too thick. What did he know about it? Who in the world is he willing to die for? Would he give his privates to a stranger in return for a carving? Some other way, he said. There must have been some other way. Let school teacher Hollis away, I guess, to measure your behind before he tore it up. I've felt what it felt like, and nobody walking or stretched out is going to make you feel it too. Not you, not none of mine. And when I tell you you mine, I mean I'm yours. I wouldn't draw breath without my children. I told baby Suggs that, and she got down on her knees to beg God's pardon for me. Still it's so. My plan was to take us all to the other side where my own mam is. They stopped me from getting us there, but they didn't stop you from getting there. You came right on back like a good girl, like a daughter, which is what I wanted to be and would have been if my mam had been able to get out of the rice long enough before they hanged her and let me be one. You know what? She had the bit so many times she smiled. When she wasn't smiling, she smiled. I never saw her own smile. I wonder what they was doing when they was caught. Running, you think? No, not that. Because she was my mam, and nobody's mam would run off and leave her daughter, would she? Would she now? Leave her in the yard with a one-armed woman? Even if she hadn't been able to suckle the daughter for more than a week or two and had to turn her over to another woman's tit that never had enough for all. They said it was the bit that made her smile when she didn't want to. Like the Saturday girls working the slaughterhouse yard. When I came out of jail, I saw them playing. They came when the shift changed on Saturday when the men got paid and worked behind the fences, back of the outhouse. Some worked standing up, leaning on the tool house door. They gave some of their nickels and dimes to the foreman as they left, but by then their smiles was over. Some of them drank liquor to keep from feeling what they felt. Some didn't drink a drop, just beat it on over to Phelps to pay for what their children needed, or their mammies. Working a pig yard. That's got to be something for a woman to do, and I got close to it myself when I got out of jail and bought, so to speak, your name. But the Bodwins got me cooking job at Sawyer's and left me to smile on my own like now when I think about you. But you know all that, because you smart, like everybody said, because when I got here, you was crawling already, trying to get up the stairs. Baby Suggs had them painted white so you could see your way to the top in the dark where lamplight didn't reach. Lord, you loved the stair steps. I got close. I got close to being a Saturday girl. I had already worked a stonemason's shop. A step to the slaughterhouse would have been a short one. When I put that headstone up, I wanted to lay in there with you, put your head on my shoulder and keep you warm. And I would have if Bugler and Howard and Denver didn't need me, because my mind was homeless then. I couldn't lay down with you then. No matter how much I wanted to, I couldn't lay down nowhere in peace back then. Now I can. I can sleep like the drowned, have mercy. She come back to me, my daughter, and she is mine.